Hello everybody, it's Alan here, aka Chita, and today I bring you yet another tutorial on the COMP1 2014 analysis. Now today what we're going to do is we're going to create a way for the user to choose the difficulty settings, which means that they can choose between medium, easy or hard. What those difficulty settings will do is the easy, you have unlimited guesses, so even if you get everything wrong you can continue playing the game, but you only get awarded points for the guesses that you guess correctly. Medium, you can get it wrong, let's say 3 times, and hard is the default one that you can only get 1, which means that you can't really get any guesses wrong, so you only have 1 chance. So let's start. Now first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to declare a variable that will be the equivalent of the difficulty setting. It won't be the difficulty exactly, it will be the number of wrong guesses that they can get before the program finishes. So I'm going to declare it here on the main program, and it will be I'm going to call it errors and the data type will be as a signed byte, and let's always do our added comments. Okay, next we're going to let the user choose the difficulty settings, so we're going to create another option over here, console.writeLine. It will be 9, change difficulty settings. Alright, now let's go back to our menu selection on the main program over here. Oh yeah, it's important as well that we create an initial value, which will be 1. If you remember, I said that the default one will be the hard, as the program is right now. So we want to keep this value. Now what we're going to do is we're going to create another option over here, another case for 9, where we're going to set the value for this variable. Now to do that, we're going to create a new function, so let's scroll down all the way to the bottom and let's make function change diff settings, actually set diff. That makes it easy. We don't need any parameters because this is a function, and we're going to output as a signed byte because that's what we're filling in. Now what we're going to do, first of all, console.clear as always. Then we're going to tell the user what they need to input, so console.writeLine, put it on caps, please enter the settings that you would like. Okay, then we're going to make console.writeLine. We're going to make some lines to separate because I think it looks neat like that. And then we're going to tell what are the options. Console.writeLine, and we can get rid of caps as well. Now 1 will be easy, where we'll have unlimited wrong guesses. Forgot to close this, close that. Console.writeLine, and then we'll have 2 to be medium, where we'll have 3 wrong guesses. Close. Then console.writeLine 3 which will be hard. And then we'll have oh, wrong guesses allowed. Alright, let me just format this a bit. Not too many. There we go. Alright, now what we're going to do is we're going to actually input this. To do that, we're going to need a variable, so we're going to declare it here. So dim op option as char, which is equal empty. Now, while op is different than 1 and op different than 2 and op different than 3, we're going to keep on asking for the user to enter options. So we're going to do console.write, not write line, just write. Please enter your option. Going to do 1, 2, 3. Then give a space. In fact, let's also give an empty line here, console.write line. And then finally we can do op is equal get menu choice, because we've already done everything that needs to be done over there, and that will already output what we want. So we can carry on that. Now, once we filled in this variable that we've created, we can make a selection to check what the value is. So select case op, case 1, which is easy. What we're going to do is return -1. Case 2, what we're going to do is we're going to return. Now, I said that there will be 3, so what we're going to do is we're actually going to return 4. There is a reason for that, and it will come clear in a minute. Now, case else, because of this over here, if it is not 1 and it's not 2, then it must be 3. So we can just use case else, because it's always good to have case else anyway. Then we're going to return 1. Now, if you didn't pick it up already, if we can't, on hard, we can't have any wrong guesses, and we're returning 1. Now, if we can't have any guesses, it means 0 guesses, and we're returning 1, which is 0 plus 1. On 2, we can have 3 wrong guesses, so we're returning 3 plus 1, which is 4. And that's because of what we're going to do to the play game procedure. So the way that we're actually going to work with this variable. Now we can come back here and we can actually set these options. So I called it errors. It's equal. What is it that I call set diff? That's all we need to do over here. Now we can actually go to where we play the game. So click on play game and F12. And over here we're going to pass a new parameter, which you probably can guess what it is, by val. I'm going to call it max wrong as s-byte. Okay. We don't need this anymore because that's from an old tutorial. So just no, that was right actually. Sorry. I'm confusing 2 different series. Okay, next I'm going to create a new variable over here, which will be dim wrong as, and that will be an unsigned integer. So integer, which will be equal to 0. Now we want this equal to 0. Okay, now we're ready to actually start making the changes for this new function to work. What we're going to do is, first of all, let's go to where we check if the user got the choice right or wrong. this is where the game finishes, so it will be before that. That will be the loop to get, so that must be it. So let's check. If higher, which is a boolean variable, which tells if the count is higher or not, and choice is equal y, so if the user guesses correctly, or not higher and choice is equal n, so again if the user guesses correctly the two possible options, then this is displayed. Now on easy or on medium this wouldn't work, because if you get, let's say, the first if you'd get the first guess wrong and the second one right, and all you pass is the number of counts done over -1, then the game will think that you have 2, because there are 3 counts done over. So the game will think that you have 2 points instead of just 1. So what we're going to do is simply we're going to take away the wrong guesses, the number of wrong guesses for here. Then over here, that's -2. What we're going to do is going to change -2 into -1, minus the number of wrong guesses, and over here as well, minus wrong, and I forgot to put the -1 over here. Now it seems like I've forgotten to make the update over here for the top scores, which really surprises me. How did it work? Or did I put it elsewhere? I can't actually remember because I have 2 versions of the same program. Let's just carry on. Update recent score, top score. Okay, so I put it on the same. That's fine then. So what we're going to do next is, in case the user gets it wrong, we don't want the game to be over immediately. First we want to check the difficult setting that we are on. Now what we can do is, first wrong will be plus equals 1, which means that you are adding 1 to whatever wrong is. Then we're going to check if wrong equals to max wrong. If that is equal true, then we want the game to be finished. There we go. Now if that is not equal true, then else, and we're going to have to create another procedure to display a message for the wrong guesses. So I'm going to scroll down again, and let me just create this, and we're going to sub display wrong guess message. We're going to need by val the wrong number as a integer, and we're going to need by val the maximum possible, so again max wrong as a signed byte, and that should be enough. Alright, so what we're going to do is, first of all, we're going to clear the console. Now this one, it's a bit of to stimulate the game to be played, like to stimulate the user to try to get the guesses right. If they get a right message, the console is not cleared, so it keeps piling up. But as soon as they get a wrong message, it clears the console, so they have to start over again. Which I think it's, considering that this is a game, I think it's quite appropriate. So we're going to clear the console, then we're going to console.writeLine, and going to tell the user that they guessed it wrong, so incorrect guess. Next we're going to check what sort of what that means to the game. So if wrong It's equal to max wrong minus 1. Now what we're going to do is going to tell the user that they don't have any guesses left. Yeah, okay, that works. So we're going to say console.writeLine. In fact, we're even going to skip a line. Last chance. Else we're going to say console.writeLine. Actually, we're going to check first if max wrong is equals minus 1. So if we are on easy, if not, it makes more sense because on easy we won't display. So if we're not on easy, then we're going to tell how many guesses they have left. So will be console.writeLine. You're going to say you only have, then we're going to, and now we're going to do wrong, max wrong minus wrong, and chances. Okay, then after all of that, we're going to tell the user what's the next card, but we're not going to do it in here. We're going to go back to the play game function. Oh, here, right? And then we're going to display play wrong guess message. Now the wrong will be wrong, and max wrong will be max wrong, which is not that hard. Then we're going to display card, next card, and last card is equal next card. That should be everything. So let's check what's happening. So the user tries to play the game. So if he gets the correct guess, then we're going to tell him how many, him or her, how many points they have, and we're going to tell them that they got the correct card. So that's fine. Then the last card becomes the next card. After that, if the user gets it wrong, then we're going to increment wrong, so the number of wrong guesses. Then we're going to say, then we're going to check if the game is over. Now, if the game is over, then we simply finish the game. If the game is not over, so if they still have more guesses to spare, then we're going to tell them that they got it wrong, and we're going to tell them how many guesses they still have. Then we're going to tell them what the next card is, so the card that they failed to guess, and we're going to update the current game. Now that's almost everything. The last thing that we need to do is this. We don't need that anymore. You can simply remove that and remove that. And the reason for that is that it won't matter how you finish the game, because now you're keeping track of how many points you have with this, because you have the number of cards that you turned over minus 1, because it's you always have one card turned over in the beginning, and then you have minus the number of wrong guesses. If they have a perfect game, which means that if they finish this loop with game over is equal to false, it won't matter because wrong will be equal to 0 and you get a perfect score. And that is that takes care of everything. So we will update the recent score, with the recent score, and the top score is updated on the recent score procedure. Yeah, okay. Now let's make sure that we didn't miss anything, and if we didn't, this should be everything. Now we got these max wrong, we've got the number of wrongs, it's updated, and this I've already checked a few times. We displayed the message appropriately. Okay, the last thing missing will be on the main program. Let's fix these two errors. What we want to do is over here call the variable errors, and over here as well, errors. This should be everything. Let's try and run. Okay, got the main menu, and let's see if we can change the difficulty settings to let's say easy, and then I'm going to play the game with one deck, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold down Y until we finish the whole game, and there we go. So with one deck, without shuffling the deck, we can get 37 correct guesses, considering that there are 52 cards in the deck and the maximum score with one is 51. Then we know that easy is working. Enter player name, test easy. Let's test if we can change it again to medium, and with one, now it's an ace. So let's keep, this time we need to keep track of our wrong messages to test it properly. Now if it's an ace, then it must be higher, and I want it to be wrong, so I'm going to put no. Incorrect guess. Okay. Now it's a 2, and I know that will be higher. No, I know that it will be the same, it will be another 2. So this time I'm going to press yes, because I want to check. I meant to press no, okay. So now it's a no. Okay, that's really confusing me. I'm just gonna press N. Okay, it's working. Now if I remember correctly, it's a highest card and I want it to be wrong, so we're going to press no. Cool. Last chance. That was 2 wrong guesses, and we have 1 last chance, so that's working as well. So just going to press no. No again. Okay, and that's working. So test mid for medium, and then we're going to check for the hard. 2, 1, and it must be higher, so we're going to press no. Game over. That's working. Test hard. Now let's check the recent scores. So that's 3. Easy got 37, mid got 2, hard got 0. Okay. Percentage G to return to the main menu. Okay. Now let's check the top score. Should be the same. Display recent score, display top score is number 5. Test is 37, test mid is 2, and test hard is 0. And everything's working. Alright, that's all for today. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to click like if you like the video. If you want to see more, feel free to subscribe so you know when I update, when I make an update even. Don't forget to leave your suggestions below in the comment section, and I'll see you next time.